Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Benz, I'm so fancy. No romancing. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates. Had a plan, only had to wait. Always knew I'd make a way. Send a bill, they send a pay. Keep it real, keep the record straight. Keep it real, no time to fake. All authentic in my own lane. I am me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. Ooh, never panic. Get a worry, send it up and then advantage. Yeah, I can't stand it. Out of all the way you move and see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Still strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Tables set, now tables turn. God's plan, don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. On my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. I'm not pressed with making lists, for real. I stay low and stack my chips, for real. You keep looking for a flip, for real. That's not wealth, that's rich, for real. 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 On a whip, for real. I get bored, I take a trip, for real. Take a loss, I never trip, for real. Been in shock, I'm not a lick, for real. Don't trust the soul, it's on my hip, for real. Make a move and you get hit, for real. No pictures by the crib, for real. Can't let them know just where I live, for real. 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 For real, for real, really real, really real, really real, really real, for real, for real, for real, for real. Plain Jane on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this.
Good morning all. Yes sir, hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. See all systems go, everything looks like it's working here. Let's get started. New month, it is August now. Man, this year is moving fast. And yeah, let's see what we have for this month and start off with the calendar. Today is NFP day as well, so we have a bit of things going on today. So calendar is a big focus, going to be NFP. Let's go see where our NFP is. There we are. Numbers expected to come out lower, so see what their previous numbers was. 147. Okay, it says it there, I'm a bit stupid, but let's see their forecast. Forecast was 111, so it came back better. Now they're expecting it to come back worse, so they're expecting labor market to contract. Trump will probably speak today. So be careful about random speeches. I do believe he will come out and say something. Unemployment rate, they expect to tick up a bit, which makes sense with the numbers. So if we see unemployment rate tick up here, numbers come back a bit lower, should give a little bit of a bounce on gold and actually give that dollar pullback. And this could be a dollar pullback to create a potential higher low. Let me show this on like a 1 hour or so dollar has rallied very heavy. We're at that 100 zone, very strong zone here. See a pullback down towards, I actually want to show 4 hour, to see a pullback down towards 99. I mean, not even that deep. We could even have a pullback to 99.8 is not out of the question. Maybe put in one more higher low before trying some upside. The dollar weakness would come in. On top of that, we would see some gold strength. Gold would bounce out of here, retest into probably one of our necks. At the weakest case scenario, retest our 4 hour resistance, 310s. If we have some more dollar bulls, we can see gold pop up into the 330s. This is going to do two things in the market. Very important. This is not only going to trap late sellers, this is also going to trap early buyers, right? So you're going to see a lot of buyers get involved here. Then somewhere around, probably, if again weakest scenario, around the 310s, we can start to see rejection. I think we maybe reach 310s today in London is even a possibility if we have this volume continue, or we reach up here where I'm looking at into the 325s as high as the 330s, which is our 4 hour resistance zone here, previous 4 hour resistance, and then come back to it. This could set up for some nice sells, creating a lower high, continuing this summer pullback. And I'd be actually interested in taking some higher time frame sells from around that zone. If things want to get crazy and we see some more catalysts with Trump, we're going to pop up into the 350s, even potentially 360s if things really want to get crazy. But 350s first, that's even more of an opportunity for me. As you can see, this mid-range, a lot of highs coming in this mid-range. We have 1, 2, 3, no high here, 4, 5, 6 and 7 highs from this zone. Compared to the top, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually the mid-range has more highs than the top of the range. So very interesting to see that. And yeah, can expect to see potentially that play out. So for today, we are mixed session bias, mixed bullish actually. Wow, yeah, yesterday did close bullish. Good thing we check. So bullish session bias here even makes more of a case for my scenario to play out. Key level sitting there, previous daily support here as well. Let's put that PDS. Let's have a look at the 4 hour here as well. See what the 4 hour is saying. 4 hour, we have our resistance we're going to bring back here. Let's put this 4 hour support here. Let's actually bring this, let's just clone this, bring this back up, and then we can put a 4 hour resistance right here. 4R, and we can look at the 1 hour here. Okay, 30-minute, 15. That's a 5, sorry. Key level we just tapped right now, previous daily support, not much reaction of that, so this is just going to be a watch zone. Not too worried about it actually, but I'm going to leave it on just because it is a previous level here. On 4 hour we crossed through twice, no issues. It's more of a question mark this, right? We've seen some reaction in the past. I just want to know where it is. Not too worried about it. So I guess buys in this case scenario are going to be above key level. So buys above key level are looking like the play here. Now, only issue I have is breakouts not been working the best during London. This is still considered a form of a breakout. So honestly, I wouldn't mind to see a close above here, pull back, set up 2, and then take buys. That would be my ideal scenario for today. I'd be all over that if we could get something like that. So if we see a big random candle come, I'm actually going to get excited. Reason I'm going to get excited is I can see a potential pullback that can allow me to take the buys from the bottom of the range back up. So that's going to be my plan. Now, breakout trades. Look, in a scenario where we have full bullish bias from the bottom of the range and we have a catalyst to potentially push us, I might excuse myself one last time. But what I'm going to do instead is, if I don't see that immediately push, I'm just out. You know, so I'm not even giving it a chance to breathe. I'm just literally going to allow it. Now, I've been doing some work yesterday, reviewing a lot of stuff, which I'll speak about later in the stream. And yeah, I have some new plans and some new potential opportunities to be able to execute in these. And for the future, it's going to be something amazing, because my slow months are probably going to become bigger months now. It's forced me to look into this, and it was kind of needed. So I'm excited for that, and it's made me realize something that was super obvious, but I ignored it because it wasn't creating enough of an impact for me to make a change. But now that it is, I can make a change, which is for the better. So looking at DAX here, we are pushing down already on DAX here. No close below yet. Previous daily obviously closing bearish with this heavy movement. Let's bring in the daily support here. DS. Let's bring in a 4-hour support. We have this one here that we wick through. And then we have this one below here that we tapped, right? Yeah. Let's see what we have on 1 hour. One S 30. Man, bloody cascading supports, man. Hate them. But below here is clean. Okay, so that's how we're working. Okay, let's see how this ends up forming, where we are currently. We have this big wick to fill as well, which is quite nice actually. But we're going to be lacking 5-minute structure, I believe. Yes. So let's see what we have going on the 5 a little bit here. Below here looks the best, below that 30 or below this. Let's just see how it forms, if we react off this again or not. If we can create structure, we can trade 2 here again. But that's going to be my plan on DAX. Pretty simple, right? It's going to be structure first. 100% need structure. And then look for the continuation of sells. See what daily is saying here, where we are. We have room on daily. 4 hour, not the best in terms of room. Big, heavy downside we've had on 4 hours. So with a rejection closing back in the range. So I don't like that about taking sells. But this close would be a very interesting close on 1 hour and 42 seconds. I'll check this close out on 1 hour. It's a very interesting close. So 5-minute structure would be a shot here. So let's just see how this ends up forming. And then we take it from there. Again, breakout, going to be aggressive here. Just because it's DAX doesn't mean it's going to work. We've been seeing breakouts even yesterday on the trade I took yesterday not work. So we need to really be looking at taking pullbacks ideally, to be honest, or some proper heavy momentum like this. So let's see how this ends up forming and we take it from there. We can have a look at USD JPY as well, just to see how it's doing. Yesterday I had a nice move yesterday. Daily time frame reaching very close towards that daily resistance. Very heavy move yesterday. DR 4 hour creating a bearish candle. Yeah, it's going to be hard on USD JPY because of yesterday's heavy move. So we want to be careful on that, especially NFP day as well. Heavy move yesterday. Kind of acts like GJ. After a heavy move, the session after, you can't expect for it to be a great session. You can't expect for it to be a great session, and you're not really selling until we get below here with structure. So we can see maybe potential sells, but I prefer not to trade the breakout trade. I prefer to trade on pullbacks again as we're in London. For New York breakout trade, absolutely no issues. For London, I don't want a breakout trade. They are not working recently. Even if this one works, the probabilities, even the probabilities are not going to be the highest here. So we don't want to be fooled by that. It is tempting, but it's not the way you want to run it. So yeah, that's the analysis for today. Let's see how price ends up forming. I want to see how this 1 hour closed here. So it did close above the 1 hour resistance here, leaving a long wick. Let's see how price forms. Maybe we can take buys from somewhere down here as well for a wick fill. See a 30-minute here as well. 30-minute close below. So let's see how we can tackle on this. Maybe set up 2 back up again, and then we take it from there. So that's going to be the plan for today on the pairs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Is it time to remove GJ from the stream title? Yeah, I think we can remove that. We do look at it, but if we can remove it from stream title. I've put it last on stream title. I put it gold, DAX, and GBP JPY as last. Our target today is 23,650 for J. Let's see his 23,650 where his target is. Looking for a straight dump to the 650s. Wow, that's a big target, bro. I think we have some levels that we have to that we have to battle. Can't take the close above for a wick fill due to breakouts not working. Yes, exactly. So breakouts just not working recently. It's not going to be a good idea to try. And it looks so obvious, right? Your brain automatically detects nice buys in here. But we would prefer to see good structure form before. If we are going to take a breakout, then we're going to be, you have to, not we, it's up to you what you do in the market. I have to be super aggressive, right? As aggressive as possible, and make sure that it doesn't, if it starts to come back, it's done anyways. So this is the new London market conditions. New York doesn't matter. If this was New York, send it, man. Send it. Absolutely send it. I mean, this is, this is what we see. This is what you mentioned. Market dynamics can adapt accordingly in WAP. Yes, exactly, right? But it takes time. Like, we've had market dynamics adapt during last year. Last year in summer, I had a slow month, but it was never enough. It was never enough to make an impact. But this year, it's been enough to make an impact to where literally it's a combination of choosing bad trades as well, right? If we look at yesterday's example, we had 3 trade opportunities. I had gold set up 2 buys. I had UJ and I had DAX set up 1. UJ was a pullback pre-session, consolidation and push above. Gold was a setup 2 buy, so a pullback and continuation. DAX was a push, consolidation and breakout. DAX failed, the one I chose unfortunately. Gold played out perfectly and UJ played out perfectly. I mean, both of them played out amazing. What both of these had in common, they were both pullback trades. So I got a bit unlucky and I chose the losing trade, thinking it would be the cleanest. But this is basically, you could call it, it's me to blame that it's bad choice, because I should be aware that, hey, you are safer to take a pullback inside of the range, which sounds counterintuitive, but that's how London. Now let's go look at how New York has been breaking out. For example, US 30, New York breakouts. For example, gold. We can see gold yesterday in New York starts to break out, right? You can take this is not yesterday, yesterday was here, but a good example, this was New York. Yesterday was a pullback trade as well. Some of the guys took this pullback trade here for sells. New York has been very clean actually, but it was a pullback trade, not a breakout. UJ yesterday, New York breakout, man. Very big breakouts here, literally closed above here in New York and just continued. Like, even imagine if I took something like this in London, I would be clapped. For sure, if I took a breakout like this big candle, that next candle is coming down straight into stop loss. But look at New York. New York actually ran for a 1 to 3 on a big candle breakout. Do you understand the difference there? Like, do you understand the difference? And this is where people will be afraid of taking breakout trades. It's not the case. We can take breakouts, but it's the wrong session. So in New York yesterday, in London yesterday, your best shot was going to be to take this trade right here, which looks counterintuitive, right? But look how this trade plays out. You literally take it on the flip here, stop loss below the lows, and that's your trade during London. But in the past, this would fail because price would consolidate in the range and then break out heavy, and we were catching all the breakout moves all the way during January, February, March, April, May, right? So we were catching all of those breakout moves, and we would see it break out very heavy during those times. But now pullbacks is going to be your option. Let these stupid candles come, and the pullbacks are your option all the time. It is actually safer to be trading on a pullback, whereas in the past in London, trading on the pullback would fail. Why? Because you'd normally get caught in the range and caught in consolidation. So it's an adaptation of even potentially taking more of impulsive entries, such as a pullback move as the candle breaks the low, reflips, breaks the low again. As it breaks its own high, you can get in. Yesterday I spent around 4 hours just by myself experimenting on stuff, full grind session, and I was actually going to pull an all-nighter yesterday, but I decided against it, as I have the weekend, so I can just grind for 12-15 hours this weekend easily, right? Tomorrow I can do 6 to 6 or like a 9 to 9, and it's an easy grind. You can get so much done during that time. And then I have Sunday as well. I can do another 5 hours, so I can split it to like 8 hours on the weekend and then another 5 hours on Sunday, right? Won't London get better after summer? Yeah, of course. It's just a market cycle, but we have to adapt to a market cycle and profit off it. So a lot of people will shy away and they don't understand this is natural. In the past 3 years, it's never caused any stress on my system enough to make a change. But now I need to make a change during London. New York, and the problem is this is where people change strategy and then they miss all the easy trades in New York where things are normal, and then when London goes back to normal, they're trying to trade an old method or a method that works in this condition and misses out. It's not about that, it's about finding balance and just improving. A lot of professional traders trade their system when it works, and when their system is not in the best optimum conditions, they just leave. They enjoy the fruits of the labor, because if I traded with heavy risk in January, February, March, April, that's enough to pay a whole year. But I want to have the skill to be able to trade in multiple conditions. Won't this lead to inconsistency when breakouts start working and we get caught up in pullback trades which may get stuck later? No, because we will notice that breakouts have started to come back. And the nice thing is check this out. You are basically 100% safe, because if breakouts start to happen again and we're getting in from here, if it does break out and we see the breakouts work, we're going to be fine. The only difficult thing is if it starts liquidity grabbing like this, but by that time we can also be moving aggressive break even still. You don't really have to. If you notice the trades, they normally flip, and that's about it. Flip, push, right? So this is how it's going to work. Most of the time you just won't have range. You will have stuff that looks like this, right? This is what we used to have, stuff that looks like this. So if we have a day that looks like this, you can't even trade on pullback trades because there's no range to trade. Not looking for longs on UJ, GJ. I don't trade GJ. And UJ, I'm not trading it because you've had such a heavy day yesterday. It's a very unlikely case we have a good day today as well. This is a very big lesson you learn. Was the buy setup valid yesterday? Not that one. It would be this one that was valid yesterday. I'll show you. That one was at resistance, but this one, there's a 5-minute consolidation and then a breakout. Let me find that fight. This one here. This line wouldn't be there, but this buy was valid yesterday. This one here. Because these were all at resistance. If you did your markup, these all had resistances, but this one closed above resistance. 5-minute structure came, and then it broke out again. Can you say again the lesson that you're coming to say? Yeah, after a big push, setup 2 really works because the move has been done for the session. Works for anything, man. If you have a massive move during your session, it's basically game over. If this ends up here in one candle all the way up here, it's not much you can do, man. Taking your whole range for the day, and it's had such a big volume push. If one candle just does a move like this, everyone's like, okay, I'll wait for pullback to get in. Yeah, but that pullback, like, think about it. Price would have to move up 120 pips, move down another 100. You've had like 250 pips of volume and you're trying to get in a move again. Like, it's very unlikely that it has more volume, so you're probably taking the next trade in the next session, not the same session. So that's the rule about big push. Heavy move yesterday, bro. We pushed over 200 pips yesterday, man. It's done. Needs time to create liquidity, structure. Done. You didn't take UJ yesterday, you're done. Look at the size of this daily. Let's go measure from yesterday's move how big it was. You're not part of this yesterday, it's done. 200 pips. You need this. Look what happens. Big push, consolidation phase, expansion. Big push, you need a consolidation phase. Breakouts above here, deadly. You're going to be chopped up in here. It's already chopping. You can see it doing that. You just wait for structure, man. Look at 4 hours weak again. Look at the rejection candles. Look how many hours of rejection, right? 4, 8, 12 hours of rejection, huh? Failing to continue. The volume is dying. So it's either needs to pull back or consolidate. It's going to do one or the other. Sometimes it pulls back like this. Sometimes it just consolidates. So sometimes it just consolidates like this. You see, small pullback, which we've already had this size pullback. It will consolidate. We see 4 hour supports made, another 4 hour support, and then we're ready to go again. And then you want to capitalize on this candle. Right? That's the candle you want to be part of, because that's the candle where easy trades are. Selling UJ not advisable. With dollar would have to get stronger, and dollar's pulling back at the moment. I'm a little bit more biased of dollar pulling back. So how can we adapt in the market? Can you drop some insight like what to change and how to change? It's very difficult to do it. You just need to understand what's happening and then adapt to what's happening based on experience and based on methodical things that's actually tested. So you can't just start doing random things. This is the best time where people will try to change strategy. They're going to be fucked long term, man. I used to do that all the time because I never used to be consistent when I started. I used to be profitable after a year and a half, 2 years, but I never was consistent. It took me a year to get consistent, and through that time it was very tough. And all I wanted to do, I remember the first year I was profitable trading one strategy for 2 months, then it stopped working and I kept switching strategy, but every time I switched strategy I restarted. And that's the number one thing, is that a professional trader will trust in a system, especially when I have 4 years of data on that system and it's not failed there. This is where people, this is your latest guru, latest strategy has not been tested in 4 market cycles. Plus I know it inside out and I know how markets move for 4 market cycles. I can see the entries, but it just took time. It took me to have to watch the charts and suffer through it to understand that, hey, you need to adapt a little bit to London session only. I mean, at this point, I could just wait for London session to get better, quit it and trade New York. New York has paid me the equivalent of what London session has been paying me in the past months. It's a simple transition. That's all I needed to do. But I like to continue London because it's my favorite session and I like the time to trade. So London is fine. You just needed to trade off pullbacks, which it made clear to me now. and it's happened every summer. So literally you have like, once we enter summer months, as soon as you see the breakout stop, you switch to pullback entries. How you enter on these pullback entries, I need to, different ways to explain on that. It's based off setup 2. It's based off overall analysis. It's based off daily market positioning. It's based off a lot of things. It's not as simple as, oh, price pullback. No, you have to have a higher time frame image. How the markets are moving these days is once you have a directional analysis of the day, you look for an entry on a pullback. That's the way that they're working. Eventually, they do move in the same direction. We are not seeing the market unless it's a day like this where it's clearly consolidated. Like even this day, guys, even this day, which is a consolidation day, if we had a directional bias of buys, which was there, if you bought on any one of these pullbacks, you actually end up in profit. Where you lose is trying to catch continuations. You see, that's the difference. So you are right, my analysis is right 90% of the time, and it has been, but all I have to do is adapt to be able to just trade off things where I'm in a safe position. So you're literally wrong or right pretty quick, and it will still work normally. There'll still be times where you get stopped out and it continues in your direction. That's just trading. What are you going to grind on this weekend? Say to us so we also grind on that. I'm going to analyze every single summer for the last 4 years, and I'm going to apply a new pullback entry that I've been checking. I'm going to see how it coped through 4 years worth of summer. So from June to August. So 12 months, right? Because 3 summers. And I'm going to just see how that reacts. I'm also going to analyze some other fundamental underlying factors. They're not all the same because 2023 June was very good. July was very good because we were breaking out. So I have to find the fundamental factors when we're in a consolidation period in the markets and then test an entry strategy towards then. I could save myself a fuck ton of time and a fuck ton of effort and just trade New York session until London starts moving with good volume because New York is paying. I mean, you want to see the easiest setup of your life yesterday? Look at this, man. I mean, it doesn't get... This is so nice. US 30, look at this entry, man. Holy shit, man. Range, wait till you see this LTA here. Ready? Ready? Wait, where am I? Look at this zone here. Full zone. Oh, there it is. Sorry, my bad. Marked the wrong one. I was like thinking, what the fuck happened? Here it is. Here it is. Don't know why the line went up there. That was weird. Look at this zone, man. Look at this zone. And look what price does. Perfect close below. Breakout trade. Stop above the high. Easy hold it. 1 to 3. 1 to 3. You took this? No, I took this one here. I took this one here, got 40 points. 40 something. Then came back to entry. This one was even better. Even the later entry, I mean, this is too late, this one. But this was even sexy as hell, man. This was even super juicy, yes. But that's too late. But that was even juicy. This was your ideal setup. This was like hour after NY open. Very nice. NYC open. Like, this is my point. I can just make my life easier and just do that. But I want to be able to analyze and be able to be a better trader overall. Hi, what do you think about entering on 1 minute? Is it okay? I entered 1 minute sell 3 because I knew it would give a big push, but the only reason that worked is because you had the 5. If you didn't have the 5, would it have worked? That is the question, right? Don't you think summer will move uniquely because of the Trump? Yes, but there's a pattern. Every single year during the summer months, my strategy slows down. but it's never been as bad as to where it's causing me to end up in losing streaks. It's always like 1 win, 2 wins, 1 loss, 2 loss, no trades, no trades. I mean, look at last year. We have the data. I publicly share everything. If you go look at a month like the 6th year, look how little trades I have, right? In June. And look at the results, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 wins, 5 wins. It's very good, very consistent, but little trades. Look at 7th. This is July. Rougher month, right? This is more like this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 wins and 1, 2, 3 losses, right? So 3 losses, 4 wins. So it's an average month, but that was never enough to make me unprofitable on that month, but you can see it's a slower month. So in this month, let's go see some of the trades that are losing, okay? If we go see some of the trades that are losing, let's start with this one, right? We go check this one. Then we go check this trade here. Then we go check this trade here, right? These are the trades that are losing. Why is there no position tool on that? But I can see the trade. This was, again, 5-minute continuation trade, right? Problems. Now this one again, this is more of a, this is GJ. Consolidation, breakout of that consolidation. This pullback did not have pre-session. This was pre-session. Look how many times we grabbed liquidity, still failed. Now this trade played out. Okay, I opened a win, so where's that first loss? Oh yeah, this one was a nasty one actually. This one stopped me out by 1 pip. You know? But see, it's like, but if you enter on pullbacks when you get the chance, it's going to be a lot more accurate. So it's just about adapting, and actually it's more about higher time frame. Didn't take Ella because I went BE after it pushed. Yeah, that I was thinking that's also a good idea, but you need to know when to stop doing that, because otherwise you're just going to miss every single opportunity. But it's a good plan for now as well, you know. That's also, there's many ways, guys. There's many ways, and that's what I'm refining. It's just a bit of refining. You know? Been working out? Of course it will work out, because that's what's been happening. You know, but the thing is, why can't we adapt? And it's a small adapt, like even simple stuff like, okay, summer's rolling in, let's move up a time frame, man. Stop trying to work off the 15-minute, go to the 4-hour. Because the 4-hour is giving a lot of information, because when we're stuck in ranges, like it's just stuff like that. And for you guys, it's going to be complex, but it's really clear for me. And it's exciting because I'll be able to profit off that. And it's not a different strategy, it's a different execution. It's a big difference. Everything's the same, my analysis is the same, my plans are the same. The only thing I'm doing is I'm entering at different times, just adapting to, okay, I see this happen. And it's only specific to summer months when we know the market's in a consolidation phase. How do we know it's in a consolidation phase? All you have to do is press the fucking daily button and you can see that. If this is not clear, this is a consolidation phase, then stop trading. If this is what you call trend, like this is why we profit beginning of year, because we're trading this. This compared to this is completely different, guys. I'm starting to think DAX is a bit advanced. No, DAX is lovely pair, man. Very, very good pair. No pair is too advanced. There's no such thing as an advanced pair. If there was a basic pair, I would trade it. Why would I trade? Why would I trade a more complex pair when I could trade something simply? Right? That makes no logical sense. Why are you always angry? Not angry, passionate. Two different things. NYSE open and 1 hour into it only best. Yeah, I'm a guy who only trades NYSE. Very passionate yesterday? Of course I am. I'm a guy who's risking above $1,000 per trade. I am also someone who is waiting patiently all day. I call every single trade on UJ, on gold, and I pick the trade that loses. So no chance I'm not going to be passionate about that and be frustrated about that. If I won't, then that's just working in another world. It's a reality, you know? And see the impacts I get. I lose now 300 viewers on stream. We're down to 300 viewers just because of one thing. People don't realize the long-term impacts that I'm here to do. Plus it's tipped like shit. Yeah, slipped 25% extra on my position. Why do you watch consolidation instead of volume on DE40? Because I'm watching DE40 on my other monitor and it's consolidating now on lower time frame. I have it on my other monitor and I've been watching it. For me, a sell setup would be a close below. This was about to do it, but it closed above. I saw that. Did you backtest 4 years of data? No, I have live. I have live on stream 3 years of data. Almost 3 years. This year will be the 3rd year. And I have, when I started trading, I backtested probably like a year. That's all I did actually. When I started trading is I practiced my strategy from a year of data. So I went through a whole year and it worked for the whole year. I should have done more. And then I did random months. So I used to, one of my best ways I used to backtest was before a month would start, I would refresh myself. So let's say August was starting. A week before August starts, every single other day, I would backtest for 30 minutes only August last year. Just to get used to maybe some of its tendencies of what happened. It's like a refresh. But when you do it so many times, I already know like how January is, what the traits of January was, what the traits of February were. And I used to note them down. Let me see if I can find this for you. Like I used to do a lot, guys. I used to do a lot. There's a lot of stuff that went behind closed doors. But I even used to note them down. Let's see if we can pull this up. Yeah, here you go. So when I used to practice and log all of my data, I used to write January notes. Need to go quick BE. Don't hold positions. Too long, most likely to pull back. February. Notes. Moves come. London open. London can give heavy pullbacks. Can hold trades but don't bottle it. March. Notes have runners. Stops are wider. Moves are big. Right? So I used to take notes on all of this stuff. And you can see how many setups I used to test. I used to set up test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 setups I tried and tested. But no one cares. Anyways, DAX is about to close below here in about 18 seconds. Stop loss here is about 30 points. We have a 30-minute there as a potential break-even point. Let's see if we can get, I need a good top wick here for it to make sense for me. And then maybe I can take a breakout trade. All right, that made the decision for me. I opened even on a gap here on my exchange, so no entry yet. No entry yet, but it is pulling back. I would like to see 1 minute structure in that sense. because we push straight here like this, see? But I think there's enough volume. Maybe it doesn't want to do it, but it's very hard when it opens no top wick. We want to see it drive up first and then come back down, especially if we're going to take a breakout. The way it just flipped, make a tiny top wick, you would get triggered again, and then that will be the liquidity grab. And then obviously, since there's no 1 minute structure, it can go all the way up there. Compared to if we made a top wick, that could be the one. It still can happen. That's the problem. What website did you use back then to backtest? It's called Soft4FX. It's not a website. You have to download the program, install it to your PC, and then upload it to MetaTrader 4. And then once you upload it from MetaTrader 4, you need to run it on MetaTrader 4, duplicate all the charts at the bottom. It was a mission. I have videos, man. You can go back and see. All of this is documented. Literally, this is when I was using it back here as well. You can see it. This is how the software looked. See? You had to open all the charts manually, load your images manually. Like literally, you had to open an MT4 demo account and then upload it to a demo account. Then this is how their interface looked. It was goated at the time, man. It was goated. Bro, you should try gold futures. The spread and slippage is pretty good. You see, this is not true. I'm being honest. If you have a good broker, spread and slippage on futures is not true. I have a futures account, right? I have a futures account. I trade on futures, and it's not true. I actually get better executions on my broker, and I get better closes. It takes commission when I close. I don't have commission on indices when I trade on my broker. So it's not as true as people seem it. The one thing that is really amazing about futures is that it has one central chart that everyone looks at. So if it closes down on your chart, it will close down on my friend's chart. It will close down on everyone else's chart. And that's what I love about it, is that's exactly the case. Okay, so now we're making that pullback that I was saying was the threat, right? See how that 1 minute could pull back at whenever it wants to. If we had this first, it's a less chance, because then we would have this first, then it breaks the low. Hopefully we would have got the continuation in that case. 15 minute, pretty scary. We have a CR7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're working on a CR7 here. So this is how it works. You know, NFP is coming today, will affect the setups. It could do, yes, but I'm being very cautious about it. As you can see, I'm not rushing into anything. I have very specific plans that I'm waiting for, and we have the whole month ahead of us. So, Harry brother, I want to join the exclusive. No better value anywhere else. I'm looking to progress, and some of my friends also join. Really desperate for your trading knowledge. Yes, bro, you're welcome to do that. If you have friends to invite, I can show you a little trick that you can do here. We are on waitlist, so you can just join that, but here's a little trick I'll show you. I just do this because why not? So make sure you apply this trick. So you can literally get a discount with your friends, essentially. Let me show you this. So if you go to the, when you click join now, it will take you to this page. When you go to this page, scroll to the bottom of the page and press add to my affiliate dashboard. Share the link with your friend. Both of your friends will get you'll get a bit of a discount for the first payment if you're inviting friends. But same application process, and it's the same button on this website. But yeah, look at yesterday New York session. I was very happy with the guys, man. It was insane discussions here. A lot of good shit going on, man. Overall, a lot of good shit happening in the yesterday New York session. I love the discussion. It's completely, I mean, everyone taking breakouts yesterday and they're all winning. This was a nice setup 5. It's a different vibe, man. It's a different vibe. London is very complex. How much would it cost to create a website like this and set up all stuff? What stuff, man? For Pip Labs or for what? You took the US 30 trade yesterday? Yes. Alright, so how can I enter this now with this 5-minute closing doji and we at this stuff? Set up a website. I first built my website myself and then I hired someone to build that for me. So you just pay that guy to build your website, you know. The second thing is when you operate off WAP, they just take commission from you. So you lose out on your monthly profits from that because they're taking commission sales. You lose about 10%, 10-15% of your sales. You know, because Stripe is taking 4%, they're taking 3%. Man, not even 1 minute. I mean, I could enter there on 1 minute if I wanted to. Interesting scenario. Not sure how to treat this scenario because if we enter break of low here, which makes sense, do I put stops above here or back above here where they should be? Above here, 22 for 12. Would have worked. Do you think DAX can keep going down? It has gone down a lot. The 15-minute does worry me. It's a lot of candles. I was actually really hoping for this 15-minute candle to close bullish. Are we breaking the first trade of the month is always loss? That is something we also have to consider, yes. But I think we've had a few more than just the first trade of London session being a loss these last few months, boys. Let's be honest. It's not been the prettiest. I have to be honest. Futures does have spread. They just don't have bid and ask lines for the candlesticks. You have to read the DOM to see it. Yes, people overhype futures. That is the most legit comment I've seen in a while. Finally, someone is putting value in the actual YouTube chat. Because he's spitting facts. Right? Everyone, the reason why they overhype futures is because they want to sell. Oh, we're in this new thing. I started trading futures now. I'm trading futures. Join me in futures. Futures. No, it is overhyped. It's not bad. It's just as good as CFDs. But it's not your perfect execution, perfect spread, perfect everything. It's not as perfect as you think it is. Because I trade it, but it's good. I do like futures prop firms as well. They seem to be very lucrative deals. I'm experimenting with them myself. I would have gone break even here at the 4-hour support, so this would have been a break even trade. True spot chart versus manipulated charts. Not all of them are manipulated, man. Not all of them are manipulated. And I did say that right in the beginning of the stream, Wonderboy. I did say, Wonderboy, that that is the main amazing thing about futures. Right? I did say that is a very, very important feature about futures. One that I do highly respect. But they slip you like a bitch, huh? The gaps, sometimes. You slip 3-4 points. Game over. Based on my observation, if you are trading funded, FTMO versus futures, funded spreads, the gaps and crazy for CFD, I do agree. Like I was saying, futures have more favorable trading conditions. But of course, the future market closes. So if you're a swing trader, it's tough. Right, so we have the pullback now. Now we need to see if we can create some sort of supports here. Back above here. There's even a potential to sell below 4-hour support down here. Should be a 5-minute sitting there, yeah. Actually, no, we're bullish bias, so I take that back. No selling. No selling, no selling. Are you gonna scalp news? No. CFD charts, funded charts really skew your profitability. If you're trading very low time frame, yes. If you're not trading low time frame, not too much. Not too much. I trade both. For a very long time. I've been on CFDs. I do know CFDs very well. And I can tell you, in my strategy, it is not too much of a problem. The biggest issue we have on CFDs is the finer details, like has yours closed below, has mine closed below, do you have a top wick, do I have a top wick? That sometimes can cause you. But from 3 years of trading, it's not been enough to be a decision maker. And I just always follow my broker, as that's what I've used for the longest amount of time. See how DAX is doing from the 4-hour support. It's a small 4-hour support. If we can get below it, there's more sell opportunities. I would love to see this 15 actually close bullish, would be great, and then we get below it. This would be the setup I'm looking for. DAX had a setup 30-minute before Frankfurt open. Yeah, that's that inconsistency time, right? But if you look at New York, same time it's happening. So just don't let that try to fool you to keep changing time. Happens twice a week, yes, but you can't be trading it on 15. Just take it on higher time frame if you're going to do it like that. You know, bigger stop loss, and just trade it as a daily outlook, you know? Like a intraday session. Not a session trade one-to-one. I mean, you can target one-to-one, but not, you know, you're not expecting it to push straight into profit. With those type of positions, you can't go break even. I mean, this was nice to get to here and see what happens. I would have liked this one. Would be attractive to me. That's easy setup because you have two 30-minute candles forming some nice structure. Exactly what you need. The next candle, liquidity grabbed. In this case, when there's no 4-hour support at broker, try see if it's reacting off something on your broker. I'll check if I have 4-hour support on broker. I do. So you always go and check if it's reacting off something. There has to be something there because, you know. Where would be the SL? Above the 30 minute. If you take that on 30 minute, it hits 1 to 2. Yes, exactly. It's nice. It's just London, man. You come to London, you're always in difficult situation. That's what I mean. Shifting more to higher time frame. I've been looking like if you just shift to higher time frame and you just trade based off higher time frame, it's been a lot easier. Even if you just take this as a 1 hour setup, you know. It's reacting off the 1 hour. Yeah, so at least your broker shows the 1 hour, so you just mark the 1 hour then. So 15 didn't close bullish. I prefer to close bullish to create some structure. It's super risky to sell the lows below 4 hour support. If I do take that, I'll have to go very quickly break even. Especially the time we're coming at to now, huh? Previous daily bearish. Coming close towards the open, so we're gonna see close towards the open. I have an announcement. I actually wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it to say it. So I wanted to address how the markets have been. So I have a little announcement and I wrote it like this. So the past 2 months I've tested everything in my system, my mindset, my patience, my energy. I always have promised full transparency in what I do, right? And that means sharing when it's not pretty. Drawdowns are real. Obviously, London session has been in one. I am the one refining, recentering, and not hiding the process from all of you. So I want to note that yes, it has been a rougher period for me. In London, New York has been a different story, which I show you guys with data. But with my transparency and how I show everything live, you are going to see the dark times where others would just hide behind a screen and you would never hear about it, right? And then they pop up when things are good. So you never even it never comes to your mind that they might be going through something like that because they hide it from you. But when I show up to a stream for 700 days and have over 1,000 videos on my channel, you are going to see every single side that there is of me. Okay? And I'm not hiding away from that process. That is why I'm back here the next day, because it's a natural process. It doesn't ruin my long-term profitability, but it does ruin my short-term consistency in London session. It's not been great. The stats have not been as where they were. Does it make me negative for the year? No. Is it giving me negative month? Yes, I have had negative month. First negative month ever experienced in stream. So this is only consecutive to London sessions. People have struggled from it. People have also been in drawdowns themselves. But on the positive side, I have had 4 people pass their funded accounts in the exclusive group. I've had people message me and thank me for the progress they have made. Right? The fact is, all of us have experienced drawdown. I am not some superhero who never experiences any difficulty in trading. Every day, there is a new challenge that I experience. The difference between me and other people is I overcome those challenges and push forward. Right? I don't only push forward, I improve and profit off the challenges. Every high I've had in my life has always followed by my lowest low. And these lowest lows has only sent me to my highest high. And I'm happy to document that process. The fact is, I will lose people, I will lose friends, I will lose viewers, I will lose you guys, all for one vision, which is to be the best version of myself in trading. Not to make profit, from selling courses, not to make profit from selling signals. If that was my case, I would never display any of this. Right? I would never display any of this. Right? I can see some of you guys saying in chat that this speech is gay. It's not gay, it's reality. It really is reality. Okay? It's not excuses. I am telling you the truth. This is not excuses. And if you want to hate on me being transparent, then be my guest. Because you can go and get scammed by someone who is not being transparent and find out later. And by all means, I'm happy for you to go and do that. Or you can come and join me and see how the hell I push through and actually change my London and make it amazing. Because it's not that bad. If you look at the stats, it's not that bad, okay? It's not like I'm down 20%, down 15%, no. In my own personal trading without New York, I've calculated, okay? If I only traded London and removed New York from my trading, I would be down around 6%, okay? And that is honest. Adding New York, I am up 3%. Okay, so I'm still profitable as a trader. The issue is there's obviously been a test to my system in New York. That doesn't mean I'm going to change system. I fully trust in something that I've used a lot of the time. All that means is I need to adapt. I need a wake-up call. Okay? I need a wake-up call to make me realize that, hey, things need to change, and that's for the better. Because this is the reality of being a trader, guys. This is where your classic bot will fail potentially long term. People who are inexperienced to code bots, that's where the bot gets challenged and it blows up everything. Okay? So the funny thing is people are hating on me online for being slower because this is the first time I've actually gone through a slower period in 3 years, guys. And I do commend myself for that. I think that's a great achievement. So people are using the opportunity to hate on me, say that, you know, it's over, blah, blah, blah. It's not over, it's just the beginning. I have bigger goals with trading. I have bigger goals for myself. And the progress that's been happening around me is amazing. The development that this will bring already, I can see people who have been with me for a long time using this opportunity to take more trust in themselves. And it's becoming a benefit, not a pullback, you know? And this is reality, right? And the fact is all of you who's sitting here behind the screen have gone through phases and are probably still not profitable yet. So take it from someone from me who has become profitable, become consistent for 3 years, but now having a rough 2 months. This is reality of what it means to be a real trader. Because I can show you the best traders in the world who've had drawdowns for 6 months, 7 months, and still made more money than you will ever imagine. But this is where most people quit or change. They change too far and then they reach a period where it's completely a mess. If you would like to see some amazing trading, go watch January, February, March, April. You will fall off your chair. That was some really good fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And that will be back. And everyone will forget. But I did want to address it formally. So I want to address it formally to make sure that to normalize it and also to show that I am taking action with it and I'm not ignoring it. So let's have a look here. If we can take a sell here potentially. Again, no 1 minute structure, 5 minutes before the open as well. Again, it will be the same rule. It depends on the top wick I get right now. Bigger top wick, easier entry. We have the range here as we can see. Nothing really to worry about. Maybe this we could watch, but depends on the top wick. Just part of a market cycle? Exactly. It's a market cycle, but we can change from that. And that's the power of me having knowledge, experience, and time in the market is I can become better from that. Damn, look at this dump. Okay, that is making my decision today, guys. You see, like higher time frame is something I'm considering. Look, if I just took this on 1 hour flip, and now we were here, right? This is the 10 a.m. candle. Stop loss above a 1 hour. At the time, it looks scary, but look at this, guys. Do you see this? Do you see this? And this is something like I wouldn't notice, but I could trust my analysis for today to go down. put a stop loss above the 1 hour candle and it easily hits a 1-to-1. And this is the adapt, like that's all I have to do is adapt like that. Like it's there in front of me. It's just making a slight change. Go up to the 1 hour. Right? And then once the market start moving fast and good, then we can start getting those quick moves on the 5 minute. So that's it, right? That's it. That would have been my trade for today, and that's what I've been checking out. So I'm really ready for next month, because this is, tell me what rule does this break in my books? Full bearish bias, stop loss above the candle high. Tell me what rule this breaks. It doesn't break anything, right? Except for break of low, but you know, we're trusting the break of low of all the other candles here. We're putting stop loss the safest place it can be. Check out the likes of Tom Hugard. He's been down massively, monetary and mentally. Still a very positive trader and very transparent about his wins and losses. It's the truth, man. And I wouldn't be surprised, right? I wouldn't be surprised. That's your part of your journey. Like, it's not to not have a little bit of a rough period. And it's not that rough, guys. If we count the losses that has happened in the last 2 months, let's see how rough it's been. Last 2 months here, how many losses have we taken? Let's look at the real data. 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it really that bad to have 6 losses in 2 months? You guys take 6 losses in fucking 2 days. Let's be realistic, guys. Let's stop hyping. The problem has been is there's not immediately 6 wins after. It's been a super slow grind. The 6 wins have come in New York, right? So let's be honest. It's not that bad, right? It's really not that bad. And the month before to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins in a row, 6 wins in a row. Yeah, I take that month, but I've had 6 wins the month before. I had a 2-month downswing. Yes, it's not helped me with P&L. I'm lucky I can trade New York. I'm lucky I have the consistency, but let's look at the statistics. It's not that bad, right? We need to be realistic. And this is it. The only way I can go from here is up, really. I can go more down, yes, of course, but I'm making changes. That's the difference. So you either join me in the journey and we profit together and we all end up happy sipping pina coladas, and if you don't drink, you're sipping sparkling water with me, and or you can cry and go try find a new strategy, and I wish you the best, you know. And it's not bad to find a new strategy, but the fundamentals, we're here, the community we built, the strong people, the fact that 400 of you are still showing up shows me that you guys are serious. Every single one of you are serious, and you guys deserve to have change in your life if you make a change. And take it from someone like me who was in a very comfortable position with my trading. Now I've been put a little bit out of my comfort zone, and I'm ready to smash everything. So let's get it. I'm ready. But the funny thing is, turn to New York, we don't have any of this problem. I'm trading as happy days in New York. Everything is normal. I actually considered streaming New York, but I actually want to use this as a challenge for myself to prove how to adapt my strategy, and also I want to continue and show you guys. Isn't the people watching used to be 900 people before? Yes, but those 900 people, the rest of them were obviously signals, right? A lot of streamers quit, right? Like, how many people are showing transparent journals these days of only their stream trades, not mixed with their private group, not mixed with anything? You don't find it. You don't find it these days. So I'm really showing everything I can, you know? What this has shown is the community is too reliant on Harry. This is true. This is true. As much as it seems it's not the case, it's true. So it's going to teach people to make their own decisions as well, right? Super important. Super, super important. Oh, this is a random line. It was just the previous range. I'm not worried about it. I mean, if it could flip and break through the highs, it's not going to be a problem. As well, yes, it does look nice. Especially after the bottom. If it didn't make this type of bottom wick, I'd be more worried about this line. I just drew it because I saw a lot of headache from here, from this area, you see. Which had a lot of headache. We're reacting because it's the top of the 1 minute range. That's why we're reacting off it now. I mean, we could get a nice consolidation break, you know. The fact that it's make a bottom wick like this, it would be nice if it reflipped. If it breaks the highest point here, would be also not a bad thing, you know. That would be like a good shout there, right? Breaking, especially after this bottom wick. Because you're kept safe. You can go grab liquidity now, but once it breaks a higher wick, shouldn't really need to do any BS. It would be an extra confirmation, yeah. But, you know, this 4-hour support is just made from this previous candle. It doesn't have to be retested. But, yeah, it's bit. Yeah, so it probably should fail here. No, I'm joking. Quick, 1 minute setup one, FOMO. I'm joking, don't do it. Gold looks bearish to you? I think you can argue both. The problem is you have bullish bias as well on gold. I mean, I do like the way it's breaking low. If it does retest 4-hour and start to flip it, it would be very interesting. Even yesterday it was doing these deep bottom wicks, you know. If you look at the supports yesterday, they had these very deep bottom wicks, you see. Man, how many candles we have? 15 minute, no pullbacks here. 5 minutes, open, flip, bearish now. And look how good that 1 hour setup is, right? So this is really, in my journal, I'm gonna keep this as a note, right? This is a very easy 1 hour setup. No headache and, you know, returning almost a 1 to 2 potentially. Which is pretty nuts, man. And this is another thing I've been experimenting with. When you have higher time frame, like it's not like we've not had moves. Like look at the size of these moves, right? We're not stuck. It's just they're too impulsive to catch on lower time frame. But let me give you a few examples of just on a 1 hour time frame, how much shit you can take. First of all, this happened twice. You can take this type of move, opposite way around. And you want me to show you this same setup here, obviously pays you heavy. You want to see it happen again? Ta-da! Same setup, close above, and again you're off to the races. And the thing, you can start to get paid 1 to 2. So even if you lose, right? So even if you decide to take this trade here, right? This is probably something we would have taken. Okay, because this is a continuation trade, kind of the same trade that's happening here. So this would have lost, which is fair. It's not 100% win rate. They will lose, right? This is London Open as well. There is an argument you can go to break even, but let's just say we didn't go to break even. If we didn't, but if these are returning you 1 to 2s because you have good volume and you have range, more importantly, you see the range like this, ideally this position here. I mean, you could still take it on the flip after that bottom wick. Ideally this position, if it reached the resistance here or at least here, it's almost again another 1 to 2. So you can take those losses. You can take those losses. They're not going to impact you. Precisely. It is confusing.
Has been reset. That's all I
Yeah,
have to say. I'm watching right now. I'm having to sit back.
it's a massive thing for the global trade. You know, it's something that's not been actually tested in the market before in my era for sure. But you know, you've definitely seen enough market cycles, John. John has experienced a few market cycles himself. Ever see yourself switching to more high time frame session based trading in any time? Why not both, right? Both are very beneficial. It's just about the different timing. And this is all discussion, guys. This is the beauty of being a trader, is once you have experience, you can literally make a tiny adjustment and get massive results. Do you only do full margin on Friday? Depends. Full margin whenever I can, because you know we're here to have some fun. I'm joking. Don't full margin, kids. It's bad for your health. So how can we trade with you in NY session? I trade NY session with the guys in the group mainly, man. How do I identify key level for session or intraday? Key level just means whole numbers. If you're looking at key resistance level, key support level, that's going to be based off your 4-hour and your dailies are going to be key zones, just like this 4-hour support here. Plan for gold right now. I mean, the buys back up could work here in the range, play from the bottom of the range back up towards the top of the range here. So yeah, if you're changing from London to NY, you just need to be careful, of course, of news. There's a shit ton of news, so be careful about news in NY. Trade closer to NYSE, I find better long term. And look at indices. You know, indices should be part of your arsenal if you're trading NY, in my opinion. Tradesharpe, I really appreciate you. You have changed my trading style. I greatly improved with your style of trading. I wish to meet you in person. Yeah, if you ever see me in person, come say hi, man. And I'm glad it's helped, and it's a pleasure to see. When do you trade 5 minutes? When do candles move in one side without any structure? I use 5 minute when I have a higher time frame confirmation, like a 30-minute or a 15-minute. Or I trade on indices on 5. Something like an S3, if it closes with a long bottom wick break of highs, you'd have to break the highest high wick. You still have the 30-minute active as well as a support. It's just liquidity grabbed. If we had to do a more higher time frame, would you add more pairs? No, I'm not going to change my whole strategy. Look, we looked at the stats. It's not that bad. It's not like everything is going to shit. No, it's just I'm here to make money. And if I can find ways to make money that make logical sense with my experience, I'm going to do so. So essentially in this type of scenario, let me cook and I will share. You know, that's kind of the best way here. You know, it's more about finding, like, you know, okay, 15 minutes is a mess these days. Let me just move to 1 hour where things are moving clean. If you look at the chart on DAX on a 1 hour, it's been very clean. Very, very clean on a 1 hour. Overall, like, just look overall price action. It is much simpler on a 1 hour recently. I started trading more NY from 30 minutes before NYC and 1:30 after. Do you have any other advices? I literally show up 15 minutes pre. But yeah, 30 minutes NYSE is good. And 1:30 after is good as well. I kind of do the same. Setups play out late? Yeah, on US 30 and stuff, yeah. use RSI? I don't use RSI. When do you trade NY? I mainly aim for NYSE because I'm trading indices. Let me know which models videos on WAP explains the adaptation of strategy. It's not adapt, it's about market cycles. If someone can, where I talked about, adapting. It's not adapting, it's just like, this happens every year, Sabrina. Every year we have this. But it's now to a fact where I want to make a tiny change. You don't have to worry about it yourself. Just focus on the plan, focus more on NY now, and you'll profit easy, right? Be cautious in London and just listen to some of the tips I have. You know, like you don't need to take that on. It's more about like I will be running it and then like literally right now what I'm seeing, my next path or my next plausible outcome is gonna be to just move higher time frame for London, trade NY the same. So if you're here during NY, yeah, market dynamics, that's the one. Which one is it? Stop loss placement video. Thank you, man. What's your thoughts on Asia session these slow months? Yeah, Asian's not been moving that good, but you know, late Asian is pretty okay. Late Asian is pretty okay, but pre-Asian not that good. Finding stop loss placement is the video. Yeah, thanks man for that. If it's a market cycle, then will NY get hammered at some point? Yes, NY gets hammered at some point, but then we have London. So if you trade both sessions, it balances it, but London should never be this hard. Like if I am just literally picking the wrong positions every single time, getting in the wrong places at the wrong time, there's something that has to be adapted. I can't be ignorant unless I just choose not to trade London. But I do want to make an income. And when I can physically see opportunities like today, the one on DAX, for example, just as a recent example, 1 to 2 easy, okay? And that's an easy opportunity that just makes you realize that, hey, all I had to do was step up a higher time frame. That's it. That's all I had to do. So once I see that type of stuff, it makes me realize there is opportunity. All I have to do is adapt a little bit, right? That's it. Gold sleeping, I would say it wants something to get above here, or 30-minute in 15 minutes. I mean, 30 minutes still active setup, potentially. NY rarely gets hammered. NY gets hammered. NYSE rarely gets hammered, especially indices and stuff. When you're trading indices, rarely gets hammered on indices. How's the week been for you? Was almost a break-even week, but yesterday I got in trouble. Took a loss, so now it is negative for now in London. But from New York session, it's not too negative. It's helped it, but it's not recovered everything. Yesterday, DAX, we had previous daily resistance where when you did the markup, price was trading below, it did not cross, and you ignored it. Which one, man? There was no previous data yesterday on DAX. 100%. 100%. Oh, today? Which one? This one up here? Because I was not even considering positions before that. When we showed up to the session, we were here. This is where our session started, remember? Our session started here. Look at the time, right? This candle closed at 9:25. I'm not even at the charts at 9:25, man. When should one use a trailing stop? I don't like the idea of trailing stop. Your stop has to have a reason why you are keeping it in, you know? Is it break-even London and NY combined? Not yesterday, man. I got slipped on my London position by 5 points. So since I got slipped by 5 points, it affects my NY position, and NY I didn't get one-to-ones. Someone recommended me the trading identity video. After I watched it, I feel like a different man. What an important topic. It's a massive topic, man. Massive topic. You guys have to watch that psychology video in WAP. It's a really good video. See what the rest of the market has done as well. You see what I mean? After a big push, USD JPY chills. Why not take the setup 2 on gold? I'm taking high probability, high confirmation setups. Like maybe if a 15-minute got above the range or something like that, I would take those type of trades. Something maybe closing above this, like just something that's clear. I know it will maybe make me miss the position, but I'm looking right now, especially on NFP day, for super clear positions, you know, strong 30-minute candles, stuff like that. I'd prefer to see much better confirmations, not just go with the idea that we are straight up today, you know. I don't really want to run that idea. I would take it. I would take it if we get this. If this candle flips and closes above, I would take it actually. Because it would be the second 30-minute candle closing bullish. The zoom run in 1080p or 4K? Should be depending on your monitor though. If your monitor doesn't support 4K, my monitor is 2.7K, so my monitor is not in 4K, so I'm not going to be streaming 4K. I'm not going to be streaming 4K. Why would you need 4K trading stream? I'm not sure. Maybe he's watching it on TV, but 2.7K is enough. You know, after making a top wick like this, re-breaking its own low, if it re-breaks its own high, is a slightly more aggressive entry. But on NFP day, I'm not going to do it. But for future reference, that would be the type of setup I'm looking for, just for future education. But not on NFP day. I need a 5 close above. So if this 5 close above, yeah, it's probably an option. In your opinion, who else would you say is a good trader? Oof. Look, man, there's not many traders out there that are that transparent, you know. I don't really look up to a trader, that's for sure. I trade London without pants, it will move better. We need oil, bro. You used all the oil and we need supply of oil. This is the problem. This is the mistake. So we're running dry, right? Because if there's no oil, there's no lubrication for our moving parts. Gotta watch them wicks in 4K. So yeah. Anyways, NFP day today, the plan is if gold can close above here on a 30 again and a 5 minute, I would be interested in that for sure. Give it a shot. If not, then I'm gonna trade after NFP. Now people think NFP day it's cooked. It's not cooked. NFP day NY can be extremely good depending on the ranges, because NFP happens at 4:30. That's only 30 minutes after the open. So it's not that bad at all, 30 minutes after the open. You have NYSE an hour later. So let the chart settle for an hour, come back for NYSE. NYSE can do very well. See how gold closes here actually on the 30 minute. Let's just stay till the 30 minute close, 6 minutes to that. I'll stay till that just to see. Interested. Harry, the DAX trade was clear. Is there any problem you miss it? Which one did I miss, man? Which one did I miss? I don't see any current entries here. This is all just FOMO entries selling the lows. The only entry I saw was 1 minute, 1 hour, but I wasn't looking at the 1 hour. I wasn't considering that. I was trying to find a way in on my usual 5 minute. So what are you talking about, miss it? If you're telling me that I missed it, that means you took it. So yeah, so NY session today, I'm looking forward to US 30 here. I want to see what news does. And then after news, we can see how exciting US 30 becomes. We have some big ranges here on daily. If US 30 wants to dump today, I think we see maybe a little bit of a retracement. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. I mean, look at the zone we're coming into, man. Oof. Even both ways, we've created huge range, guys. Huge range, both directions. So some real bullshit can happen. Gold is sleeping a little bit here. Makes me a little bit worried, but it was sleeping another day before. But it just generally makes me a little bit worried for taking a potential trade if it's sleeping. Don't want to get a caught in trade being in the range. Yeah, the difference is here is that you're trading after a pullback. So if this is going to be the bottom of the range, then if price is going to go up today, you're going to be in from the low. That's the difference. The difficult part is being in a range when you're buying from up here, because now it has all the way to the bottom of the range to go. But if you're getting in from where the lows are being created for the day, potentially, then you're pretty safe. Even if we range like this, you're eventually, like, we're ranging, but most of the time, 50% of the time, you're going to be in profit. That's the difference. So this is why it becomes advantageous. The problem is with NFP, we might not see the volume come through, but as a setup, like I said, a 5-minute candle closing above here could be a shot. Could be a shot to be like, okay, fine, we're at least ready to try some upside, and if it doesn't happen, you get out. And then you'd actually watch this 95 level. Huh? Don't forget the 95. That is a key level, right? Oh, that's the worst line I've ever drawn. Right here. That's the 95 level. But yeah, I mean, it's even a... I would need the 30-minute to close back in the range for that trade to make sense, because if it closes below, it's like a break of structure. It can still end up working out, but it would just need to respect this 5-minute support that's been made. Right now, we're just dead. Like, look at the 1 minute. It's full sleeping, bro. Full sleeping. Gold is way too choppy. It's a little bit choppy, but it has been all London session. Even yesterday, London session was chopping in here, ended up going up. The day before was exactly the same as this. Look, if it's going to repeat what's been happening this week, at one time, there's going to be a big candle that comes. We just need to get direction right. USD strength does play into US 30 bullishness. Yes, it does. Not as much as gold, but it does have a role, right? NQ has more power. Well, the stock markets are dumping right now. Isn't it the contrary? Yeah, that's what he was asking. USD strength does play into US 30, not does raise US 30. He's asking, does it play into? I mean, does it have an effect? But you're right, what you said here is absolutely correct. It's a factor, you know? People could dump stocks and put money into a dollar at that point, right? Especially at these highs when we've had, it's a good idea when, you know, you've had so much profit. No, I wouldn't double down on my risk, man, because then you're entering 2% on the same position. So if you trusted that position so much, then you would have gone high risk to begin with. You don't want to overexpose yourself to one position. Right? It's always a bad idea to overexpose yourself to one position. Anyways, this candle is closing bearish here. If I see a candle close something like this, that would be what you want to see to take a buy here, guys. You want to see something like that. I mean, that would be pretty clear, man. I would probably even give that a shot. You know, regardless of volume, because even if it ranges, you can get a good setup, you know. But depends here, you know, what time and stuff like that. But look, NFP day today, I always reckon it was going to be slow. We need to break the curse of first trade of the month is a loss. So we need to make sure that the next trade is going to be a win. I'm looking forward to this month, guys, and for the wake-up call and to see some good improvement from this month in my own personal journey and hopefully reflected in my own personal P&L. So appreciate you guys showing up to stream, and I appreciate you guys showing up every day. Pleasure to have you. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. Be careful on NFP, and if I was you, just trade after. Take care. Tradesharpe. Hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace. Much love. Peace.